They're back at it. Nice math. I'm ready, but I have no idea what we're doing. I need the Swede. Where's the Swede?
We're just out here getting it done.
Do you need to seek medical attention?
I think so.
I might lose my temper.
That's a prostate.
You'll find out.
That didn't take much.
Chet Larson?
You never know what we're gonna get into, right, Dougal? You're in the rhubarb! I'm having fun.
Boy, do I have something exciting for you to see.
Oh, you want me to come with?
Well, you can. You ain't gonna believe how good my light bar looks. I finally got it finished up though. This was supposed to go in on the other video, but because of time constraints and all of that stuff that happens, it did not.
Wow, you just must wash it every single day.
Well, it's really quite,
Wash it every day.
no, I've washed it 3 times.
Wow.
And it should have another one because, well, when I took them rims to the town, get polished, semi-rims, you guys on this channel maybe don't know about that whole story, but I did deliver them to the right building.
Just have to go over to our channel and you can hear all the details all the time by Doug Larson.
Catch that, how smooth that was? Smooth.
I wasn't in, yeah,
Our channel, she says. It's her channel.
it's ours.
You want to go open up the garage door, and then I'm gonna, then you stand out
What are
back.
you showing them? Oh, the light.
And then we're gonna amaze them with the brilliance of the lights as I turn them on. Let's see, we're gonna need some of these. We're gonna need the hazards. And we're gonna have to put it in reverse.
My coworkers are so adorable.
There. It's not gonna roll away. Oh, but the hazards aren't on. Hold it. Yeah, something ain't right. I don't think it likes to have the reverse light on, maybe. You tell me, Amy. Hazards on? Now there's new action. There's some new action.
It's red. Wow.
Now that's right up there with unbelievable, isn't it?
This light takes me back to the Murata days.
You know, you can remember that?
Of course I can.
Back in 1987 in high school, I had a light bar, well, not quite that big, but it was in the back seat of my 82 Dodge Murata.
Yes.
See, we shut these off. Do that. Left turn.
Yellow.
Gonna do a left turn. Oh. Oh. That is so good looking. And for those of you that are concerned about my license plate, that's who I am. This is me, and that license plate is mine. So where is Chet? Chet's at number 2, baby appointment, checkup again.
Yep, she's growing.
Yeah, so everything looks good there with him and that, but
It's good.
I gotta shut my hazards off. And that might be all you hear from me today because, well, I've got things to do. I can't be standing around talking to you guys all day. Guess who showed back up? Just in the nick of time. Should I help you here somehow? That is quite a spot, although I've seen worse
I
ones.
think the new one is different.
Oh, that'd be nice. Got the wrong one. It's a factory Chevy. It's a AC Delco.
You know what? I'm gonna make a comment that's gonna make all the Chevy guys
Oh boy.
irritated.
Here, just don't do it.
The Ram is right here. You just. Whoop.
Well, yeah, that's because that's a Ram.
Wow. Wow, we're both gonna get hate now.
Yeah.
No, this don't fit in here. So the, my buddy, my newfound buddy, that's a technician that I can't say where from, that tuned up Old Blue Devil.
Yeah.
He said that you gotta take this out.
Well, you got it out without taking that out, so why can't it go in? Maybe we should shut these guys off so I can crawl up in this area here and get a couple of ice chisels down in there and pry that up. And, yeah, stay tuned. Well, we aren't going to tell you what we done, but we got it. We got it in there. It had to be tipped on its side. And here I go telling them. I shouldn't tell them.
Don't tell them what we did to this thing.
Right, we just got
There
a
was
little...
lots of bending things.
But Chet did bring up a kind of a very good question, is why wasn't this reservoir put back by the firewall and the battery out here? You always have to take and maintain a battery. How often do you have to do something with this thing? That would have easily still been able to be refilled and all that, but I suppose these hoses, they cost so much per inch that would have been, oh yeah, that's it. That hoses, it was about the hoses. They had to save money. I don't know.
He's giving her again, boys.
The other guys are washing up trucks because we've got that down to what?
A reasonable amount that one truck should be able to get it in the next week.
As long as the ethanol plant can keep taking, we've got one truck on the road trying to finish that up, so.
And trying to get everything in the shop ready for planting season that could be 13 days away.
Yeah.
In 13 days is when where we're located on the map. Now, will it be ready in 13 days? I don't know. Probably not. But
Snow tomorrow, 6 inches maybe.
yeah.
Although we
So
did
probably
miss.
not, but we want to be prepared for.
Be nice to be ready. We did have the forecast of 6 inches over last weekend, which we got all rain and got 0.66 tenths of a rain is what my rain gauge at my house said. Things are looking pretty good for spring, but we've got maybe 3.5 to 4 feet of frost to cook out of the ground, and with the weather that we have been having, it ain't doing much cooking, so it might not be as early of a spring as we all had hoped it to be. So
All right, new battery. That one made it 44,000 miles, but it also made it 9 years. I believe it's 2016, 44,000 miles. Original tires, I believe, actually, so they said, which are still not dead yet, so pretty impressive. You're going golfing?
I gotta go golf.
Man, we just started recording here at, I just got back to work. It's just about 5 o'clock p.m. And I just got back from baby and mama doctor appointment, which, by the way, all things are good. She's gained 2 ounces in 2 weeks. I don't know if that's good or not, but they said she's gaining weight, so that's all I care about.
Are you gonna gain a pound for every ounce she gains?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, it's big playoffs, so.
So tomorrow might hurt.
Are you going? No. Because I gotta drive a long ways.
Oh, I was meaning that you were so sore.
Oh yeah, that's. I woke up yesterday morning,
Yeah.
and it felt like I did a bunch of squats, but I don't think I did while I was sleeping. So worked out my legs somehow. Walking around, I suppose.
All right, as you guys obviously see, this truck has been moved because we need the pit, because all 5 trucks that have been hauling corn need to be serviced before spring, so we needed the pit. And we're on hold. Brody took a couple days off, taking care of some personal stuff. I need him to polish a tank, and he's the best at it, so we're gonna wait for him. And then Dad also took those tires off to get polished because everything else on it is so shiny now. And then we got a few other things ordered. Long story short, this is off the pit for a later date project. The new Brody replacement.
no, I don't think so.
You give it up, huh?
Yeah, it's just too much work anymore.
Wow. Maybe that's why he don't show up. He knew we were into truck washing.
Probably.
Well, just like that, it became the next day, and look who showed up.
Back.
He's contemplating how he's gonna attack this, huh?
Yep. You a little sandy and a little buffy and good.
Shortly, he'll be very, very dirty. And I am gonna work on what I believe to be the last project that I am aware of until we get outside and try to yard test this planter. So these are smart firmers. And even the smart firmers wear out. So as you can tell, this thing senses which is a feature I actually really like. It senses the soil temperature, which that I don't so much care about, but it also senses soil moisture. That I care about. I actually really find value in knowing the soil moisture, because if it gets too dry, which we have seen before, we need to be lowering our depth of our seed, basically trying to get in the moisture. So that's a nice feature. We got 2 of these on this planter. This is supposed to be all nice and smooth and not a big chunk of plastic missing, because now it can start dragging the seed, which I'm sure it was, and pushing it where you don't want it to be and screwing up your spacing. I've got 2 here, both have the same problem. This one's don't have a big chunk missing, but it's got a nice lip there. We can replace this plastic. Unfortunately, on this one, through some mud issues, it got into the harness and chewed up all the wires. This one here is actually missing some, and I think it's junk. I think it's junk. Unfortunately, for this piece is like $600, and for the skin is all said and done to repair both of these, or replace one and repair one, it's like $700 and some. But if you're planting your crops into too dry a condition, you can pay for that really quickly. This is actually a feature that I wish the deer speed planter had. So this looks pretty easy. We're just reskinning it. If I can figure out how to take it apart, it looks like it should be pretty simple, but I've never done it before, so could be challenging. I'm glad it comes with instructions, because we're really gotten in depth. We've got it tore apart though. Now it's just, I believe, time for reassembly. And I think I got it completed. Looks a lot better. Like right there where the sensor is, nice and smooth now. No more lips. Big difference compared to what the old one looked like right here. A little bit of a difference. It was due time. I'm glad there's only 2 of these and not 24, because this was time consuming. Granted, it was my first one. Okay, I think we're good. So mud must have got on there at some point, and that's why it ruined that other one, rubbed through. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's the best way of doing it. So hopefully it's good. So how many of you are gonna comment that you forgot to put the scraper on? Well, if you didn't watch a couple of videos ago, we put this metal ring on the inside, so it's supposed to act as the scraper. So this is something that we do every year to our planters. So that mark right there and this mark right there should indicate 2 inches deep. That changes every year due to the wear on the arms, between the wear on this or that, and then also the opener as it wears down gets smaller. So that all changes your planting depth. So not only checking this is important to know that each row is even. One wears more, or disc opener is wearing down more, maybe by a planter wheel or something like that. I have seen it. There's some on this planter that are different by a 1/4 hole, which is supposed to be a 1/4 inch, I believe. Long and the short of it is we have to lift these up. That is where this cool little tool is that I just got. Super simple, easy to use. I'm using my floor jack. Basically, you can adjust this thing to any depth that you want. And I'm going for 2 1/4 inch because I don't feel like 2 inches is deep enough. So I'm just gonna actually set all these and mark them, remark them for 2 1/4 inch. And that's gonna kind of be my baseline. Jack this up till all the weight is on your floor jack. Put this up all the way to the highest position, which would be that one. And there you're set at what I have it currently set at, 2 1/4 inches. Now I'll mark it, and if there's any variances when you're adjusting the planter, you adjust them all the same hole no matter where they're positioned. And if you guys have any interest in a set and seed, I'll put the link in the description. It's pretty handy, very easy to do, and it's something that could be a very, very huge difference between each row unit. So if you guys have any interest, I'll put the link down below. All right, I think for the most part, he's really loud, isn't he? This planter should be ready to go besides yard testing it and see if anything else develops as an issue. I like his suit he's got. So this is what conditions are like outside today. It makes me sad, but also relaxes my nerves all at the same time because we're not as ready as we want to be for planting season. This will slow it down a bit, give us a little bit more moisture because the top probably foot is thawed out for sure, at least the foot. So this is actually going to soak in. That's always been my theory of snow really doesn't create moisture for the ground during the winter, typically because the ground's froze and it don't soak in. But now that the ground's thawed, it's going to soak in. So that'll give us a little bit more moisture to work with and a little bit more time. We're to the stage where we are going to put the tank on the truck, I guess. Isn't it pretty? The outside, isn't it pretty? You want to tell him what you're going to do?
I'm gonna do it on the truck.
He says
I can't get
it's
around.
going to be easier to do on the truck, and then he has to do less square inches because of the band.
It'd be nice if a strap broke right now.
It'd be funny. Yeah, Chet, don't help. It's light.
How am I supposed to help, guys?
Get that jack.
And you go down.
Down?
Down with the sickness. Come
Going
in.
down.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. Are you good, Brody? Can you go up a bit? Up a little bit? Yeah, right there.
It's in. That's it, huh?
Yeah. On your clip.
That's it. You're scratching my nice buff job.
I know.
So we got that mounted up because they say it's easier to, which I believe I'm easier to do it on the truck. So they're back at it. Nice math. My goodness, it is hard to do any videoing in there. It's so loud. Them guys, two of them polishing away. So what I am in the middle of while they're doing that is trying to, you can see my breath in here. It's so chilly from airing it out in here. So while they're working on polishing, I've been doing some mock-up measurements here. The pusher axle is gonna look a lot like this. I got Dad going to a neighbor. We're gonna borrow his frame drill, something I would really, really like to have, but we don't have one. It's one of them things that you wouldn't use often, but when you need it, it would be very nice to have. So we're gonna borrow it from a neighbor. From looking at the instructions and everything, this pusher axle is basically the same one, so that's why I'm kind of copycatting this truck on everything, because it's the easiest. You know, it's so easy when you already have one. You can just cheat. Pulling some measurements here and gonna mark it out on that truck. There she is, boys. I think this is the exact spot. She's clamped in. All I need is the mag drill now.
There she is, boys.
Is it done? I'm so sick of listening to that thing. All right, so that's my first one. That's mocked up, clamped. I believe this is literally where I got a center hole punch. The exactly where I want it drilled, but I got to put another bracket back here though too. All right, I have them, I don't know if you can see, but I have it mocked up on where I need to drill holes. 6 holes in this plate, 2 holes in this plate, which is gonna go something like that roughly. Yeah, as soon as Dad gets done visiting with the neighbor, we will drill this up, which might be in the next video. Long story short, I've got everything measured out, laid out, both sides done, hanging on both sides. I believe the boys finished polishing, so tomorrow in the next video, hopefully we get the truck running again because there's obviously no fuel and all the fuel lines are disconnected, and we get a pusher axle hung on this thing. I'm not saying it'll be functioning, but hopefully we get drilled, bolted, and working, hopefully. All right, Dad just got back. He's got our mag drill that we're gonna hopefully test out tomorrow and get that drilled and hopefully mounted. So make sure to subscribe and check in on the next video as our truck build continues. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next time.